I'm here to provide tips. If you see outside surroundings like your car, your door handles, and they're as yellow as my shirt, that's what's happening in Atlanta, Georgia, honey. Yes, the pollen has landed. So if you are struggling with your allergies, you're in the right place. So make sure that I have your undivided attention because I too suffer from allergies. And I'm going to tell you what I do as a board certified family medicine physician to help relieve all of my allergy symptoms. I'm gonna start off with the first tip. The first tip is to keep the pollen outside, right? So how can you do that? Have everyone that is entering your house take their shoes off at the door. You do not want to track all that pollen that's on the ground all the way back into your home. So make sure that people who are entering your home know that they need to leave that pollen outside. And that starts with leaving their shoes at the door. Now, I'm not really sure how many people are going to go as far as to get a lint roller, but I know there are some people that use a lint roller on their clothes to make sure that they're not bringing their clothes inside with any pollen. The thing that I do is when I've been outside, I actually remove those clothes and put them straight in the washing machine. So I'm not carrying these clothes all around my house and spreading pollen everywhere. So first of all, try to remember to keep the pollen outside. If you struggle with your allergies, the most important thing you can do is pay attention to these tips that I'm going to give you. Another thing you could do is use an air purifier. HEPA filters can trap, I want to say maybe like 99% of allergens. And then also make sure you're changing your filters out, or if you live in an apartment and you can get maintenance to come and change your filters out, that would be something that I would recommend too. And then another thing, we're going to talk about allergy meds. Now, I may not have time to go into a lot of depth as far as the allergy meds are concerned. But a couple of the other natural things before I get into any medications, allergens and stuff, pollen and stuff like that gets trapped in your nasal passages. So, hi, how y'all doing? Different things like allergens, they get trapped up here, right? So what do you think you should do? Try a nasal saline rinse. That way it can kind of like flush it out and then reduce inflammation. And then hopefully these allergens aren't going all the way up and kind of going through your body. The other tip I have, natural tip, is to eat anti-inflammatory foods. So foods that are rich in like vitamin C and quercetin, like citrus, apples, and leafy greens. That's going to help stabilize your histamine levels and also reduce your symptoms. So eat anti-inflammatory foods. Now, I'm from Alabama, so a lot of the older people also talk about making sure that you get some honey. Thank you, Rachel. Thanks for subscribing. Get some local honey. Now, where are you going to get this local honey? Try your farmer's market. Try to seek out your local farmer's market and see, if you can find some honey. That is going to be key. That might help you deal with your allergies during allergy season. So we're going to get into medications. I usually use 3 different things. I'm sorry, Dominic. How you doing? I usually use 3 different things to help me with my allergies. Thea, I'm dealing with allergies. I have been sneezing all day. My eyes have been like red and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to make sure that I give other people tips on how to deal with their allergies. When your outdoors looks as yellow as my shirt, it's a couple things you might want to consider. So first thing, and these are not, I'm not sending you prescriptions or anything like that. these just may be, you know, some tips that I am going to provide for you, just basically things that I am doing to make sure that I am taking care of myself, and to also try and make sure that I am just trying to help myself with my symptoms so I can continue to move on. So a couple of things that I use, boom, Zysol, 24-hour allergies. Now I can post a link to a generic, which is going to be an Amazon link later, but Zysol is helping me right now. One of the tips I'll say when it comes to different medications is you don't wait till you're sneezing nonstop. You know, you want to start your antihistamines maybe about 1 to 2 weeks before allergy season, typically, right? So the other thing I use is some eye drops for my itchy eyes. This is a generic Pataday. So you might be able to find this at your local pharmacy. And if you can just remember Patadine, Olopatadine, then that might help you remember the name of the drops. Or you can also, you know, ask your local pharmacist. But when it comes to these allergies, the itchy eyes, the redness, oh my gosh, it could be so annoying. So this is what I use, this very small bottle. I was actually able to get a prescription. I'm sorry, not a prescription. I was able to get a coupon from CVS for 40% off. So I got this over the counter. One of the other medicines, I've talked about 2 different medicines. I've talked about the Zysol, right? And then I've talked about the Olopatadine eye drops. So these are all different medicines and different methods of administration. So the other thing, which is one of the gold standards, is going to be the fluticasone. This is Flonase, one of the gold standards to help you with allergy symptoms, if you don't mind putting something up your nose. So that's what this medication requires. You have to squirt it up your nose. So if you don't want to do that, then of course, you know, you can try some of the other methods, some of the pills. But I'm Dr. Jones. I just tapped in to give you some tips to hope that you can thrive and not just survive during these high pollen days. And if you know that you're going to be doing some yard work, what I would probably do is Google what the pollen count is in my city. If the pollen count is high in your city, you may want to rethink doing some yard work on that day. And if you just have to do some yard work during these high pollen count days, I would suggest wearing a mask and definitely wearing some type of eye protection to try and prevent all of the allergens from going up your nasal passage, from actually affecting your eyes. So these are just a few tips, you know. If you are struggling, step inside any type of urgent care, and then you can actually get seen and see if they have any actual medical recommendations to help you out with your allergy symptoms. I am Dr. Erica R. Jones, MD. I am a board certified family medicine physician, and I am just here to offer some tips. You know, at the end of the day, make sure that you see a provider. That is what's going to be important. Make sure you step in to see a provider if you feel like the over-the-counter medications are not helping you. It's one of those situations where it's not going to go away right now. And at the end of the day, if you're dealing with allergy symptoms, you can step inside, even talk to your local pharmacist. You have different resources. You do not have to suffer with allergies alone. So I have dropped some tips. I have dropped some jewels. So hopefully you appreciate the information. If you do, make sure you subscribe to my page. Make sure you like this video. And if you know someone who is suffering from allergy symptoms, make sure that you send them a video particularly, I would prefer that you send them my video. I am Dr. Erica R. Jones, MD. I'm a board certified family medicine physician, and I've just given you not only 3 medications, but I've also given you some natural tips and just some basic things, activities, some things that you can do to try and help you with your allergy symptoms.